Currently in the 10th spot. Bucks have been playing better of late, 7-6 in their last 13. Kuzma off target. Rebound Mitchell.
So with all the players missing for Oklahoma City, Lou Dort absorbs the assignment of Giannis.
Here's Mitchell, who's been one of the most improved players in the NBA this season. His scoring average has more than doubled. That one in and out. Rebound Giannis. Rollins, another most improved player candidate. He's had a remarkable season. 16 points per game after averaging 6 a year ago. Kuzma will try another deep ball and another miss.
His shot selection has been excellent this year. He has eliminated a lot of those mid-range jumpers, being very specific about spots on the floor.
Holmgren drills a three. One of the big differences, his coach Mark Daigneault told us before the game, is he's not passing up those catch-and-shoot triple tries.
You love to see him look so confident on those.
Here's a steal. On the other end, Mitchell with the slam. And a quick timeout by
start this season and controlling games. He said you could see teams think to themselves, oh man, that's right, we're playing these guys.
Games lost to a variety of different players. Second most lost games to injury. So I'm never opposed to adversity midseason. And listen, 23 games en route to a championship. This team has been through the fire, so to speak. I have zero worries, even when they were 6-6.
Mitchell with the basket makes it 7-0 Oklahoma City to start the game. An offensive foul on A.J. Green on the screen, and now Harris gets Milwaukee on the board.
To me, that has to be the thing that keeps Milwaukee in it tonight. Their three-point percentage, can they generate enough of them? Because this is one shot, as we've seen, Oklahoma City does give up. They are so content taking away the paint and taking away corner threes. They're going to give up some threes in other spots.
Dort able to answer. He's not been shooting it that well this year. Giannis able to get to the basket, blowing
first to the cup.
Career high 65% shooting. We talked about Dort needing that first one to go down, and he tried it again but couldn't get it. Met by Dort, had to give up the pass. Giannis did. Now Green through the lane, knocked away by Holmgren. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander in transition. Might have been blocked initially, but he still was able to power that one up and in.
And if there's something that's going to push Chet over the line, and I think he should be an all-star, he's a two-way big-time force for this club, playing a lot at the 5 without Isaiah Hartenstein.
I agree with you about being an all-star reserve. You have to think that the Thunder will get 2 players. Jalen Williams has been hurt for a good part of the year. He's out again, this time a hamstring injury. Will be reevaluated in a couple weeks. It was a wrist injury suffered in the playoffs last year as Giannis gets fouled. I think Holmgren thought that he was fouled. He's 31 years old. The trade deadline 2 weeks from tomorrow. A lot of uncertainty around what's next for the Bucks.
When he's not there, he's the only legitimate chance they have to win on a nightly basis. But after Luka Doncic, I'm not saying never for Giannis to be traded midseason. I'm just not.
He has said, at least publicly, that he wants to be here, although he's also said, when he was asked yesterday, day-to-day, in terms of whether he thinks he'll be here or not, the Bucks have maintained publicly they want to keep Giannis here. Spent his entire career in Milwaukee. Shot clock down to 5. Dort stops, pops, and hits. And it's 14-5 Thunder. 14-6, excuse me. Kuzma driving on Holmgren. And rebounded by Wallace.
Chet's ability to use his feet, stay in front, absorb the contact, and still challenge, that is big-time defense.
Holmgren bumped off the spot by Harris, and clear foul.
Playing with the other big, he's sort of accustomed to it.
Saw those numbers, career highs for Holmgren as he scores inside his second field goal. And you touched on his defense. He's #1 in the NBA in individual field goal percentage defense. Opponents against him in one-on-one situations shoot less than 40%.
That's 3 or 4 challenges for him at the rim already in this basketball game. I believe all misses except the one he fouled Giannis on.
Oh, he turned it over right there. Giannis up the floor. Gets past Holmgren down the lane. And that hit Holmgren as he slid, lost his footing. And trailing by 10 midway through this opening quarter. Shea putting it on the floor, getting through the lane, finding Dort. Shot clock down to 4. Skip to Mitchell with 2. Mitchell baseline pull-up is good over Kuzma.
Come on, A.J. Green battling Shea and doing his job, making Shea Gilgeous-Alexander a passer. You're taking that deep into the clock. I mean, Milwaukee, that's a pretty good defensive stand. Just a tough shot by Mitchell.
Meanwhile, Milwaukee with twice as many turnovers than baskets. 4 turnovers, just 2 field goals, and they trail by 12. Best record in the league by far. Another Milwaukee turnover, the 5th of the opening frame. The Thunder has a 2-game lead over Detroit for the best record in the NBA and a 6-game lead in the loss column over San Antonio for the best record in the West. 3 of the 8 losses for the Thunder have come against the Spurs. Shot clock down to 3. Step back 3. No good for Joe. Giannis with his 4th rebound already. Green as Joe hits the floor. Back to Giannis. And a lot of contact. Offensive foul called on Antetokounmpo is first. And the second offensive foul on the Bucks. Yet another turnover. 2 nights ago, but also in their last home game, they lost by 33 to Minnesota. It was the game where Giannis, after the Bucks were getting booed, decided to boo Bucks fans back. Wondered how sharp this team would be early on, and we have our answer with 6 turnovers and a 3 for Mitchell to make it 21-6 Oklahoma City.
That guy, he is decisive, and I know he was under duress of the shot clock, but it's a catch and go to the rim, catch quick recognition of the clock.
Bobby Portis, the NBA leader in 3-point shooting, short on that one. Holmgren with airspace, can't knock it down. Rebound Anthony. Here's Cole Anthony penetrating as Portis in the corner, but got tied up.
His shoulder passed him, Dave.
2nd straight year Oklahoma City #1 in the NBA in defense. They win the tip. They lead it by 15. A.J. Mitchell has 9 points. That's 3 more than Milwaukee has as a team. And we are almost 8 minutes into this game. Pete Nance checking in for the Bucks, provided some energy in their win against Atlanta on Monday. Joe, deep one. And rebounded by Anthony.
These are the minutes Jalen Williams would normally be on the floor running the offense, creating for himself and his teammates.
Giannis on the bench. See if Portis can provide an offensive spark. Missed a 3 in his first attempt. Got it poked away. Ends up in the hands of Green. And just grazes the rim.
Their team defense is just special. If there's a mismatch on the post, boy, do they dive and attack.
Gorgeous move by Holmgren. Switching hands and finishing.
That move.
He's got 7. The lead is 17. The Bucks have more turnovers than points, 7-6. Anthony scores in Finals MVP. Yet the Thunder, as good as they are defensively, multiple offensive weapons. Step back 3, Mitchell got it.
This guy is absolutely making a case for most improved.
He's got 12. Here's Nance from the corner. He can make that. He's season. Oklahoma City taking advantage of all those Buck turnovers. Shea Gilgeous-Alexander, who throws the alley-oop to Carlson, had just 5 points in that first quarter, yet the Thunder still shot 70%, put up 38. Giannis Antetokounmpo played 7 minutes, took 1 shot, scored 3 points. He's still on a different team, obviously, with him on the floor. 15 and 13 with him, 3 and 11 without him. Nance with the tip, and he's provided great hustle off the bench.
He's played hard both ends, been able to make a couple shots.
Doc Rivers said he's incredibly intelligent, can spread the floor. He's got 2 threes. Turnover Oklahoma City. Portis, and he lays it in, plus he got fouled. Into the second quarter. Portis averaging 13 points per game. He's got 5 points. 8 for Nance to lead all Bucks scorers. 12 for A.J. Mitchell to top Oklahoma City. Holmgren with 7. Dort and SGA with 5 apiece. Entry pass Williams. Nice catch Barnhizer. And a foul inside on Milwaukee. The best in the history of the league at plus 13. They're actually better than that this year at plus 13.5 as Gilgeous-Alexander connects on a 3.
See how patient his offensive game is? Not forcing shots, letting the game come to him.
He's 3 for 3, 8 points, 5 assists. Shot clock inside of 10. Portis with the skip. High catch and shoot. And the 3 goes for Anthony.
Right, you know, they love consistent productivity from either him or Trent.
Anthony's got 7. That's more than he averages on the season for an entire game. He averages about 6.4. Williams underneath. Weaving through traffic. Shot clock down to 3. Williams trying to shake Nance with 1. And it's going to be a 24-second violation, although Milwaukee got the rebound. They let him play. Spot up Kuzma, in and out.
Boy, but Nance continues to play hard, working on the defensive end, and then sprints to the dead corner. That helps create that kind of look.
Williams able to hang and score. That was a tough shot, finishing through contact. Kyle Kuzma soaring to the basket and getting the land.
Yeah, nice little distribution from Cole Anthony, who's played very good minutes, giving this team a little bit of a lift, trying to stay attached.
First points of the game for Kuzma. Carlson up top, 3 no good. Out of bounds to Milwaukee.
Can settle into the game here. It's been a bit of a struggle the last 5 games. Maybe a little wear and tear, bigger role than he's ever had this year.
Got a good look from 3, can't knock it down. Well, Miles Turner is out, suffered an ankle injury the other night, but he's day-to-day. Kevin Porter Jr. is out, an oblique injury. They think that could take some time before he's back on the floor. Shea with a step through and hit with the left hand.
Come on, how about the initial blow by, then the hesitation into the explosion to the cup. That is so well done.
Gilgeous-Alexander, 10 points, 6 assists. 3 goes for Rollins as he's finally on the board. Kenrich Williams spots up and connects on a 3.
How many assists is that now for Shea?
7.
Just masterful half here.
Oklahoma City still at 70% from the floor and 7 of 14 from 3. They are 14 of 16 from inside the 3-point line. Minutes gone by here in the second quarter. Rollins drive and kick. Wide open Anthony. Straight on 3. It's good. Anthony having a great night. 10 points off the bench. And a timeout by. It'll be the 3rd straight year and 4th time overall he'll be in the All-Star game. Gives it up to Dort with 3 on the shot clock. And that is assist number 8 for SGA as Dort knocks down his second 3.
He's the most mesmerizing metronome in the game. Like the consistency of Shea, and I think the most impressive, well, there are many impressive things en route to their championship, but I loved listening to his teammates talk about him, Dave. As his stature has risen, as his fame has risen, he's remained the same guy, and they will tell you to a man, he never separates himself from the group. It's always about the group.
Now, Mark Daigneault just raves about being just such a great superstar player to coach. And again, just watching him operate on 7 or 8 possessions in a row with 2 two-way players. 4th player ever to win MVP, Finals MVP, and a scoring title in the same year. The other 3, Shaq, Kareem, and Michael Jordan. So he's in great company and a number of incredible statistics. Giannis back on the floor. He got that fast break started. Rollins with the finish. But the bench is doubled up the Bucks starters in scoring so far. 23-13 midway through the second quarter. Milwaukee down 17 at home. Oklahoma City 16-5 on the road. Best road mark in the league. This is the last of a 4-game trip. Williams with the lay-in with the left hand.
Yeah, he directed traffic, Williams, at the start of that possession. Then ISO at the free throw line. Tremendous move.
He's got 9 points. That's double what he averages on the year. But again, with all the injuries for Oklahoma City tonight, they need Kenrich Williams to step up, and he has. Both Jalen Williams are out, Hartenstein, Caruso, and Wiggins. So a handful of guys part of their rotation not available, and they're still up 19 on the road. One and done that possession. Green catch and shoot three. Not close. Green 0 for 3 from behind the arc tonight. 44% on the year, top 10. Mitchell with the left, gets it to drop.
See what I mean about attack? I mean, I just puts his head down, goes right to the cup. I just love his aggression. He steps between the lines, and it's attack, attack. Like, that is the priority for Oklahoma City.
Well, right now, Giannis has taken just 1 shot, and that was from 2-point range. Milwaukee with 10 turnovers here tonight and just 14 baskets, and now they commit a foul. To chat with him, we met with him for a good 15 minutes before the game, and we talked a lot about just his growth over the last. We saw in the finals how that's helped him defensively in terms of what to expect and how it's made him a better player defensively.
So he fractures his hip, and 89 days later he's back in uniform, and you're rushing to be a part of what was an incredibly special journey. But I just think it speaks to how much he cares about the game of basketball and this group.
He's gotten stronger since last year. Still has a ways to go in that department. Here's Portis, corner 3. It's good. Let's check in with George for more on Hunger.
Dave, DB, he also mentioned that after those 89 games and rushing back to try to get on the court and help his team make that run, it really wasn't just the hip issue. It was also the kinetic chain along his leg, having to rebuild all those muscles. It was a much more arduous process than just rehabbing from the hip, DB and Dave.
And it's kind of been weird, too, as Anthony hits a 3. When you look at his games played, the first year he didn't play an inning because he suffered that foot injury. The next year, he plays in every game, all 82. Then you guys just mentioned the injury last year, cost him 50, and he's played in almost every game this year. Lob to Holmgren, couldn't catch it. It was an errant pass by Mitchell. Giannis in the open floor, into the chest of the defender, and the lead is down to 14.
Yeah, Shea's off the floor, and listen, the difference for the Bucks can be their 3-point shooting. Cole Anthony is having the kind of night they would love to see become more consistent.
The putback by Williams. Third on Milwaukee here in the quarter. Williams, who has 11 points off the bench, could not get the free throw.
And they're matching Dort minutes with Giannis minutes.
Antetokounmpo spinning, shovels to Portis, and Portis puts it in.
Or that if Dort needs some assistance as Giannis gets near the rim, and that's how Portis gets free.
Gilgeous-Alexander with the blow-by, couldn't bank it in, but the points off the bench. That was his first miss from behind the arc. Gilgeous-Alexander bully ball with Rollins, out to Williams. Swing to the corner, Mitchell. And A.J. Mitchell's 3 is there. Giannis splits the double, again finds Portis, and he floats it home. About 5.5 assists per game this year, which is actually the lowest for him in 8 years. He's got 3 assists tonight. Mitchell leans in and scores. Then dealt with turf toe, so he didn't play a ton. Averaged about 6 points per game, and this year he's been one of the best bench players in the NBA. Antetokounmpo downhill, tried to hit Nance.
It was the New York Knicks who came into tonight 2-9 in their last 11.
That and highlights from our first game, our NBA Wednesday doubleheader, NBA Rivals Week. Giannis had the mismatch on Wallace. Holmgren came over to help and was no help as Giannis scores inside.
He's just getting loose, Dave. That's a downhill force. He's so good.
7 points on 3 of 3 shooting, 7 rebounds for Antetokounmpo. Shot clock inside of 10. Gilgeous-Alexander Fires a three and swishes it home over Kuzma.
Come on. That is, I mean, he has just been patiently picking them apart.
Giannis again downhill. Nance drives and throws it away. Barnheiser with the interception. About a 4.5-second difference in the game in shot clocks here at the end of the quarter. Gilgeous-Alexander to the basket has his pass knocked away and out of bounds to Milwaukee. And the
coach for the Bucks about adjustments. He said it starts on the defensive end. They can't let them just get into the paint as easily as they've gotten into. And on the flip side, offensively, he said they pack the paint so well that they force you to pass the ball. He says we just got to make the easy play, move the ball around, and get clean shots, Dave.
And they played them within 2. First quarter, when this game was spread 11 off that. I mean, it's the kiss of death against this team if you turn it over.
Cason Wallace with his first points of the game, averaging under 5 per game here in the month of January, about 7 points per game on the.
Mark Daigneault just predicted that lob and got the backside help, or that was going to be a Giannis dunk.
Mitchell with the kick out, spot up three. Dort can't knock it down. Rebound Green. AJ Green, no points in the first half. He's averaging 10. Kuzma got deep, missed it. Giannis underneath. And he's mauled. The Bucks are 3-11, and he's missed a third of the season with various injuries, including 8 games in December with a calf injury that initially looked like, based on just 3 attempts so far in this game from the floor. And now 3 of 6 at the line. Milwaukee starting a 3-game homestand. Their last home game, they got beat 139-106. That was a game where Giannis was booing Buck fans back after they booed the Bucks. Gilgeous-Alexander sneaks inside for 2.
This arena has been incredibly quiet all night. It just feels like there's a heaviness hanging over this Milwaukee team right now. And you have to wonder, with all of the Giannis trade talk, did the other guy's going to be a foul on Dort pre-catch? You know, they wondering, I don't know. This just doesn't feel great right now in Milwaukee.
And if the Bucks end up losing this game, although Kuzma scores there to get it down to 18, a lot of time left, and they're 18-25, and you've got 2 weeks as of tomorrow before the trade deadline. You got 1 of 2 directions to go. You can say we're going to take what assets we have to try to build around Giannis, or build more around him, or rebuild around him, or we're going to move Giannis and go in a completely different direction. Because the other alternative, we're just sticking with this group, it's not working. And they might make the play-in, and maybe they win a game or 2 in the play-in and get into the playoffs. But this is a team that 4 years ago won a championship, and they made the playoffs.
The same thing Cason Wallace did.
But that's right, to give him the technical afterwards. And AJ Green with his first point of the game. And Wallace misses the first free throw, 77% on the
liveliest reaction of the crowd I've heard all night.
Yeah, we've done a lot of games here over the years where this place is rocking.
Yes.
I know it's a late start. I know it's Freaks are in 11th place in the Eastern Conference, 18-24, a game behind Atlanta, actually ahead of them in the loss column coming into tonight, but a game ahead, behind them in the overall standings in terms of getting into the top 10 and finding your way into the play-in tournament. They play Denver here Friday and then Dallas on Sunday. Holmgren on the cut. Giannis leaves his feet and maybe alter that shot. And here come the Bucks, but trailing by 20, 3 minutes into the second quarter. Adetokounmpo with the finger roll. He's 4 for 4 from the floor and in double figures now with 11 points.
Let's see why he's shooting a career high. Really judicious with his shot selection.
Holmgren penetrates. And from the free throw line, Lou Dort able to hit. Dort now 10 points. He averages about 9 per game, his lowest since his rookie season. And Dort drawing the defensive challenge of playing Giannis on the other end. Wallace helps and knocks it up.
Appropriate. But I just love the approach of Lou here.
Step back three, Rollins not there. Tipped by Portis, but controlled by Gilgeous-Alexander. 19 points and 8 assists for SGA. 3 rebounds. He'll put it on the floor. He can't spin it home with the left hand. That's just his second miss all night from the field. Kuzma racing down court. Puts it off the window at home. And a foul call.
And at you.
But you saw that bench of all the injured players for Oklahoma City. Yet here they are up 17 on the road. Second most missed games in the NBA this season, yet the best record in the NBA. So back-to-back misses for Shea. He missed just one shot prior. 3-ball from Green is good.
As Mark Daigneault is giving Mark Lindsay an earful. I mean, it's rare you see him this hot and animated on the sideline.
Now he's going after O'Connell, the other official. So a quick 6-0 run by Milwaukee. Gilgeous-Alexander hangs and hits. And it's 115 consecutive 20-point games for Shai Gilgeous-Alexander and 56 in a row on the road. The record is 58 by Wilt Chamberlain. Dort snatches the rebound and looks to run.
Boy, Chet has been brilliant as a rim protector. Like opponent's field goal percentage against him. And that's another one he causes a miss on that last challenge.
Lead back to 16 for the Thunder. Wallace knocks it away. Giannis tried to catch it in the high post. Gilgeous-Alexander with the no-look pass underneath to Wallace.
Great response, and it felt like Milwaukee was changing the momentum in the field, maybe making some inroads, and the immediate response by Oklahoma City.
9th assist for SGA on the night. He averages about 6 per game. Long two is good for Adetokounmpo. He is 5 for 5 from the field. And Gilgeous-Alexander draws the foul. They're going to say side out of bounds. Not in the act of shooting.
So Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, the reigning MVP, continues to shine and uplift the guys around him. The assists are mounting. Another 20-point rush point. You're thrilled with that.
Number 1 defense in the NBA for the 2nd straight year, Oklahoma City. Even with all those guys out, whoever plays for this team fits perfectly into what they want defensively as a group. And that starts with Sam Presti in terms of the talent he's acquired, and then how it's employed by the head coach Mark Daigneault. Turnover by Milwaukee.
Another rejection by Chet at the cup, and how about that finish? Wow.
Incredible hanging finish and a block by Holmgren.
He's a game changer. Now think about how differently things are for him guarding at the 5 versus the 4.
Mitchell missed the layup. Adetokounmpo trying to get something going in transition. The Thunder get back. Jackson fires to the corner, and the 3 no good from Nance. So Andre Jackson Jr. getting some minutes here for Milwaukee as Holmgren is fouled and kick. Joe spins out on the 3. Every time Milwaukee's made a 6-0 run or an 8-0 run, Oklahoma City has an answer. Anthony, who had a great first half, gets the bounce on the floater. He's leading the Bucks tonight with 15 points. Thunder led by 22 at one point in the first half. They have not trailed in this game, hitting 51% from the floor and down 17. Holmgren 1 of 2 at the line. Oklahoma City's actually 4 of 9 at the stripe. NBA Rivals Week rolls on Saturday on ABC and the ESPN app with it.
Clock is ticking. It feels like moving especially quickly on the last of whatever Stephen Curry has left, 2, 3, 4 years, depending on how long he wants to go. You don't want to waste any of that.
They gave up 145 to Toronto last night. Andre Jackson hits a 3. Back to a 16-point game. It's kind of been in that 20 to 14-point range since the middle of the first quarter.
2 stars are off the floor here to end the third.
Shot clock down to 3. Nance, which is a season high for Nance, and he scored 8 points off the up here in the fourth quarter. They certainly have good enough shooting to be able to make this interesting in the final frame, but how about that? With the shot clock at 1, Williams had to hoist it. He was almost falling out of bounds, and he still made it. 16 points for Kenrich Williams. He averages 5. Giannis setting the screen for Anthony, who leads Milwaukee in scoring tonight with 17. Anthony, not Giannis. Shot clock at 2. Green, corner 3. Hit it.
I mean, slow start for him to the game. I thought he was going to have a huge one. Like if he could have strung together 7, 8 threes, put some pressure on them.
He's made his last 3 after an 0 for 3 start from behind the arc. Holmgren drive and kick. Williams from the other corner. Milwaukee ball. Adetokunbo's only attempted 7 shots on the night. Make it 8 as he rolls that one home.
I mean, he had the 1 jumper, but everything else has been point-blank range. You were talking about his career-high field goal percentage.
65%. He's got 15 points tonight. Wallace's 3 no good. Holmgren fouled underneath. Yet in 5 on the road. This wraps up a 4-game trip. They host Indiana back in Oklahoma on Friday. Dort has that 3 roll around and drop.
That's twice. Chet's off the bounce game has led to a corner 3. That pass wasn't perfect, but the prior one was strong side corner open 3 off his action.
Green can't answer. Well, it was 38-18 at the end of the first quarter, and it remains a 20-point lead for Oklahoma City. Last year they had 54 wins by double figures as they've turned it over. Long year, you know you're going to face it at some point, and they have in terms of injuries, but there were people starting to question Oklahoma City because they started 24-1. The second team ever to do that. Golden State did it. Be 7-1 in their last 8 games.
Yeah, pretty impressive, especially as we keep showing you no Wiggins and no Jalen Williams, 2 guys who started the last game. Isaiah Hartenstein is a full-time starter when he's healthy.
Otherwise, they've kind of straddled one another as Giannis is fouled by Dort. Green rises. The 3 spins out, though. On the fall away, Shea rips the net, and Doc Rivers calls a timeout. 32 points, 22. And by the way, Shea Gilgeous-Alexander, of all the great accomplishments he's had in a short time, he has never had a game with 30 points, 10 assists, and 80% shooting. That's where he's at right now. 12 of 15 from the floor.
8 for 10 in the paint.
A.J. Green hit a 3 on one end. Gilgeous-Alexander pass broken up. A rare turnover by SGA. Giannis turns it right back over. Try to go behind the back. Gilgeous-Alexander with the slam on the dish from Wallace.
Make it 9 for 11 in the paint. That 80%'s looking good.
And the lead back to 21. Oklahoma City has 1 loss against a team under 500 this year. That was against Charlotte, a game they lost by 27, but Charlotte's done that to a few teams this season.
And I think they had a 20-point lead in that at one point. At least one of those games they did.
Holmgren on the step back, put up an air ball. Giannis driving. Cleaned up by Portis, who's 0 for 7 from the floor this half.
Giannis at 29 minutes, Dave. I think you're going to give him a couple more minutes, see if you get any closer. And then that's probably going to be it.
Is on a minutes restriction, coming off that calf injury in December. They're above 500 without him, but 8 games under, or above 500 when he plays, 8 games under 500 when he's out. Drives here and throws it down with the left hand.
Look out, what a finish.
Usually get one of those ferocious finishes a night out of Giannis, but is it too late? Mark Daigneault.
Give him another big run here. They're trying to make something happen, being aggressive with a trap, and Shea beats the pressure by attacking pressure. Beautifully done.
36 points for Gilgeous-Alexander, 14 of 17 from the floor. 115 consecutive 20-point games. That is the second longest streak in NBA history behind Wilt Chamberlain. And 56 in a row on the road. Wilt has the record at 58. Dort breaks up that pass.
It's just that level of physicality. Dort just brilliant on the post, fighting Giannis tooth and nail.
Dort drives into the lane. Off balance shot, no good. We've been in a 14 to 20-point range for a good part of this game. The Thunder led by 20 after 1. They had a 25-point lead in the third quarter. Portis with his first.
What all the attention toward Giannis, the kinds of shots created. That's why Miles Turner, who's not playing tonight, his percentage from 3 is so different. Giannis on versus off.
Just the second game this season that Turner has missed, and the first for an injury. The other was for an illness, as Gilgeous-Alexander scoops it home. Another Doc Rivers timeout. The normally player out as Green gets the 2 to fall.
And no Giannis here, so he's crossed that minutes threshold.
Got to think his night is over. 4.5 to go. Oklahoma City up 16. Here's Gilgeous-Alexander, 38 points, 15 of 18 shooting. He got another one. That is 40 now for Shea, his 4th 40-point game of the year. His season high is 55. And he had 5 points in the first quarter. He's done most of this in the last 2.5 quarters. One and done for Milwaukee as Rollins is unable to score.
And it doesn't feel like he's taken a single bad shot, Shea Gilgeous-Alexander. Like the entire night has unfolded in a way where he's just taken what the game has given him. Look, 2 to the ball, get off it, get it to the middle of the floor, and play with a numbers advantage.
He scored the last 10 points for the Thunder. He's 12 of 14 in the paint, 16 of 19 overall, 10 assists, just 2 turnovers, 6 rebounds. Kuzma gets it to roll home. He's just 4 of 12, though, 9 points. Mark Daigneault hasn't pulled the starters, but there also aren't a lot of guys to go to. You have more guys in street clothes than in uniforms on the bench. Wallace short on the triple try. Long rebound, Gilgeous-Alexander. He's now 3 rebounds shy of his 3rd career triple-double. Wallace will try again and miss again. Well, now or never for Milwaukee at the 3-minute mark, down 16. Rollins for 3. It's a 13-point game that haven't played at all tonight. Technically still within striking distance in today's NBA. Nice catch by Wallace, and the 11th assist for Gilgeous-Alexander. And we got a kick ball. 3-point, 11 assists, 7 rebound evening on better than 80% shooting.
This is how you get to greatness, right? Taking the responsibility on a nightly basis and stacking game after game after game. That's what separates the great ones.
45 plays guarding Giannis tonight. Giannis only had 2 field goal attempts, 5 points, and 2 turnovers when guarded by Lou Dort. And that's what Dort does, DB. When you talk about Lou Dort,
it's like fighting them for catches, not letting them get their usual touches or get comfortable.
Lou Dort was first team all defense a year ago, getting to the top of the NBA standings. You saw that last year with Dort and Jalen Williams getting named All-NBA and an All-Star. Wallace continues to struggle with his shot. They didn't need the offense tonight, though. They had enough from Gilgeous-Alexander, and Kenrich Williams had 18 off the bench. Wallace will drop that one through though. So Oklahoma City will go to 37-8, best record in the NBA. They will keep a 2-game lead over Detroit in the loss column for the best record in the league. And also you got a foul here on Jackson. Just 9 turnovers.
And the guy in Jalen Williams, who you know, when Shea is off the floor, you're usually putting him in command of the offense. And A.J. Mitchell, to George's point, 18 in that first half.
And with the trade deadline 2 weeks away, as of about 2 minutes from now, midnight Eastern, what's next for Milwaukee will be a very interesting story to watch to see what the Bucks do.
I mean, mercifully for them, this deadline has got to get here, because you're going to know one way or the other, because this just doesn't feel good here.
For Giannis, for the other guys on the team that might be unsure about their future, to the fans to know what remains for the rest of the season. Jackson misses, rebound by Carlson. The shot clock is off, so Oklahoma City doesn't have to take another shot. So the Thunder end this 4-game road trip with a win. They had that stretch where they were 500 for about a 3-week span, went 6